Hey everyone, it's Cam here and you're watching the Pagan Perspective on Friday Subsweek. So this week we're going to talk about mortal to deity, and the question which will be here is basically asking, when people die, is it possible for them to become a deity? So this is quite an interesting question because it's recently that I've been going down the path of pantheism, and a pantheist, for those of you who are not aware, well, it is the belief that everything is divine and everything in their own right is great. Everyone's definition is slightly different, so if this is not your definition, then sorry. But I believe that everything is divine. I believe that we humans, animals, plants, I believe that everything is sacred and all life should be preserved. One thing that almost discouraged me from Christianity was I didn't like the fact that there was a greater being. I didn't like to think that I had to ask that person for forgiveness if I did something which, according to the rules, was wrong, but which I think wasn't wrong in the situation. So that's why I didn't really like the idea of having a greater being in the universe, and that's why I like the idea that I go along with paganism, that everything is sacred. I believe that animals, farm animals, wild animals, wildlife, everything has as much right to live as I do, and that's why I am vegetarian. I don't like the fact that animals are being killed for food. I believe that they have the right to live, and I know that it sort of contradicts when animals are killed for meat in the winter, that if there is nothing else to eat, there is no plant life. For example, in prehistoric times, that if I was prehistoric, then I would have had to have eaten animals because it's the only thing that we're able to eat. But I do believe that everything is sacred and all life should be preserved. Because I believe this means that I don't so much have a personified God. When in ritual, I may address the god and goddess, I'm more, for me, addressing the male and female aspects of divinity. Now, if you have watched my personal channel, The Rook's Hollow, please feel free to check it out. There's a link here. You would have seen the altar that I had for summer solstice, which I was absolutely thrilled about, the first ever altar I'd had, so make sure you go and check it out. The video was showing you a view of my altar, and I had two candles, one representing the god and one representing the goddess. I don't believe so much that the god and goddess are people sitting on clouds that are overlooking us, which is what, if I'm honest, that's how I felt about Christianity. I felt that someone was watching me, and it was almost like a parent kind of watching your back, your every move. You couldn't do anything like that. I felt almost restricted. But I believe now that the god and goddess are kind of around. I don't believe them as a personified being. I just believe them they just are. They're in the trees, they're in the water, they're everywhere. And it's quite comforting for me to believe that, although my views are changing all the time it's actually been a couple of days ago, it was my year in a day of being a pagan, which I'm delighted about. And yeah, my views are always changing, and I'm sure in 5 years' time, I'm pretty sure I'll be on this path because I'm absolutely loving it. But my views now are probably be completely different in 5 years' time. Because I believe that everyone does something great in their lives. If someone was, say, famous or well known for doing something great, they might be personified as a deity. Whereas someone else who may not have been famous but may have done things that have changed masses, they've done a huge amount of good, if they are not as well known, they may not be considered to be a deity, which I think puts it in kind of a problem. So I don't really believe that any of us become deities, and because I don't really believe in deities, it's difficult. I believe that kind of when we die, our souls live on. I don't know how, but I believe our bodies return to the earth and we just pass this planet. And yeah, so I'm not really 100% sure that this kind of theory would work, but I think it's a very interesting point to think about. These are just my views, so if anyone has different views, then please leave a comment below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because it's quite an interesting topic to talk about. And those of you who aren't pantheists or don't believe in pantheism, what are your views? If you aren't pagan, what are your views? I'd love to know, and I will always try and reply to every single comment. I can't promise it'll be very quickly, but I can try my very best. So much love everyone, thank you very much for watching, and feel free to check out my own channel. And please comment below, like, subscribe to the Pagan Perspective, and to my channel if you'd like. See you later. Bye.